Today we're over here at the International Sportsmen's Expo to go ahead and check out everything outdoors. We're probably not the best outdoorsmen, but we're here to learn. This is a big expo. A whole bunch of outdoor experts are out here. We're gonna make the most out of it. I'm with my boy RJ, I am MELSO. Let's get this. Beautiful. What's up, man?
I am a six-pack charter captain out of Alameda. We got 33-foot North River, twin 425 horsepower Yamahas, and we specialize in tuna, salmon, halibut, stripers, basically whatever you want. You know, for us, since we've had a salmon closure over the last couple of years, people have been really excited about the bluefin fishery. Typically, we'd see them August, September, October, but we're starting to see them sooner, earlier, and a lot more. We really make an effort to be, front runners. We're not waiting for a fishing report. We like to say we want to create one. We get a lot of respect that way, and we get a lot of business because people see that we put in the effort, and we're not afraid to spend a little money as an investment to get out. Right now, it's kind of like what we have to do in order to have the cutting edge or be the next, best thing in the industry. And we like to say, if you don't go, you'll never know.
You said salmon closed down.
Yeah.
I know halibut regulations has changed a little bit. Sturgeon, right, is now catch and release. Obviously, this is your business, right? How do you guys pivot from that, and what else are we afraid of for them to close down?
I mean, that's a great question, and I think that's affected, everybody in the industry. The salmon industry is probably 85% of most of the business, so that going away for 2 years is devastating. There isn't really a solution that makes any sense in the works that's really going to mitigate, what's going on right now. So we're pushing, we're working on it, but in the meantime, we still got to survive, put food on the table, and handle business. So.
But at the same time, regulations are getting passed, so on and so forth, because nobody show up to these meetings. I mean, how true is that? And if it is true, how can we bring more people into those meetings?
Yeah, we'll probably go down the political rabbit hole. I don't have a problem with that, but I think it's deeper. We have organizations like GGFA, so Golden Gate Fishermen's Association. We have Golden State Salmon Association. So there's organizations out there, that basically show up to these meetings that advocate, for the fishery. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with the bureaucracy of the government and officials and everything else, and trying to get people to move into a different direction. And, there's other things kind of going on behind the scenes with the regulations and a lot how they're managing the fishery. And I think that's complicated. There really isn't an answer for that. But I think people are more aware nowadays, especially with social media. Like, the word is out. People are going to the meetings. I go to the meetings, We voice our opinion. We express, obviously the devastation and how this affects the fishery, how this affects the future generations. But, sometimes it falls on deaf ears.
You also kind of give like an educational experience. Can you
Sure.
that just a little bit?
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that I don't think you'll ever know everything. However, you can get to a point where you learn from experience and you learn things and techniques that work. And when we have people that come on board, they're making an investment. They're trusting in us. They're spending their hard-earned money. So we share that information. But we enjoy that, man. It's not necessarily an unkept secret. There's some secrets we keep, under the vest, but outside of that, a lot of the basics, we want to educate people because it gets them excited to go out. And not only that, but they tell their friends, and they tell us, how we take care of them. So that generates revenue and business for us as well.
Dude, I get seasick. I tried Dramamine the day of. The shit doesn't work for me. Do I just gotta bite the bullet and stop being a punk?
There is something that does work. If you have Kaiser or whatever medical insurance you have, they actually give you a patch. You put a patch behind your ear. And I think that's the best, because Dramamine and everything else kind of makes you drowsy. It's not really effective in my opinion. And unfortunately, if you get sick, you get sick. So the side effects long term, I'm not sure, but I can tell you that when you hook up, the sickness goes away. But we've seen people reeling, throwing up overboard, but it's one of those deals. You either got it or you don't. But I would also say rest is good, making sure you're eating right, you're not hungover, you're hydrated. Like, all those things are important.
So how can you find it?
Tinker City SF on social media, so Instagram, Facebook as well, and then tinkercity.com online.
So I'm excited because we're here at the booth of Avid Bachar. If you're an angler here in California, you're probably familiar with his work because you probably looked through the California State Handbook of Fish Identification and saw the cool illustrations in there. That's made by Amadeo Bachar, the artist behind all of those works. To me, as another artist speaking, they're inspiring to see, they're scientific, pretty imaginative, but they're also pretty damn dope.
The first thing that came out of his mouth, like, we gotta see such and such. Like, all right.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that I like about it, man. Like, the colors that he chooses, it's vivid, man. Like, there's something about it. That's pretty dope. They're sick, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. This shit is just dope.
I started to do stuff for National Geographic and Scientific American, doing like science illustration. So I was doing that as a freelancer, and then I got a gig with a DFG doing fish.
That's where we see the fish identification charts, right?
All that stuff, yeah. Well, I didn't do the freshwater stuff. So another guy named Joseph Tomalari did the fresh. I did all the saltwater. So I just kept rolling off that and started doing trade shows and different events and bringing the fish down and selling them. It just kind of grew from there.
Did you train for this?
I did. I went to graduate school, a program in Santa Cruz where we did science illustration.
Now, obviously, everything that you do is based around fish,
yeah.
Right? This stems from you being an angler yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of time in the water, a lot of time fishing. Grew up fishing with my dad and grandma and stuff, so yeah.
What is your medium of choice?
Right now, it's probably oil. If I do like just a straight fish, like an ID, I'll still go to watercolor sometimes. So, but for the big ones, I do oil.
Do you have any tips for anybody that would like to turn their passion for art into a business?
That's a really good question. I think the main thing is you just got to keep at it. You got to keep at it and then put yourself out there, not be afraid to put yourself out there. Even if you're insecure about your art, which a lot of us are, let people see it, you know? And when they see it, they're going to make the decision, you know? You'll find your people for sure.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That question was actually for me.
Yeah, there you go.
But, yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and buy some of your stuff now.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, man.
so much.
Thank you. Make sure you know what I'm signing, right?
It's the hardest thing. I gotta write straight lines.
Knocking out limits.
Great name.
Already caught my attention.
Are you guys Knox by chance?
My uncle, Jay Lopes, Right Hook Sport Fishing. So Right Hook Sport Fishing is named after my uncle, who's Joey Lopes, who's from West Sacramento, and he fought in the 40s and 50s. He was in the Olympics for 2 separate times, so he represented the United States there. He was great. He was a good boxer.
Great legacy to come from, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Right hook, baby. Right hook.
Is he a southpaw?
No, he was a right hook. He was right-handed.
So he just wanted to get a guy up out of there with it.
Yep.
But fishing, how long you been doing this for?
20 years.
And in that 20 years, who have you been serving?
Everyone, from kids to the newbies to people who've been fishing for 40 years. We take it all. San Francisco Bay, the Delta, we fish everywhere.
How would we book you? Like, is that through your website?
Yeah, the website, or best thing to do is do social media, either Facebook or Instagram. That's probably the most common way of booking and contacting us.
Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Nice to meet you, man.
See ya. All right, guys. All right, bye.
Anybody find something they want but they can't afford? Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please give a round of applause for Mr. Ricky Acosta, if you would please.
Both of them up to demonstrate that the line rating's not that big of a deal. There's a lot of other factors that go into it, all right?
So that concludes today's trip to the International Sportsmen's Expo. If you're an outdoorsy type of person, your ass better get out here. They do a lot of freebies. I won a freaking hat. Well, he threw it into the crowd and I just caught it. Highlight for me today though, I got to meet one of my favorite artists. Honestly, that just made the trip for me. But anyways, I am Melso, and with my homie Sweat, we out here, baby.
Let's go fucking eat, man. Damn.